Welcome to a space of deep reflection and inner wisdom. In today's video, I invite you to revisit an aspect of life that may seem simple on the surface, yet holds a profound influence over our well-being. The colors within the very walls of your home. Colors are not merely about aesthetics or personal preference. They are subtle energetic vibrations that quietly but powerfully shape our mood, behavior, and even our financial flow. This is not a vague belief, but rather a synthesis of ancient knowledge and practical experience drawn from various spiritual traditions, especially within the teachings of classical Buddhism. According to the deep insights of spiritual masters, each color carries a unique vibrational frequency. Some can attract prosperity and open a more harmonious flow of abundance, while others can stagnate energy and hinder both material and spiritual growth. At this particular time, March 18th, 2025, when the energy of Scorpio amplifies inner transformation and renewal, it is the ideal moment to reevaluate your living space and consider intentional changes. What you are about to hear is more than just advice about color. It is a method of aligning your environment with your purpose, creating momentum for a truly abundant path, starting from the very space you inhabit each day. If you're ready to activate a new current of energy in your life, keep watching. Once we understand that our living environment reflects our inner state, color ceases to be a superficial choice. It becomes a subtle yet powerful tool for recalibrating the energy flow both around and within us. And at this moment, under the deep transformative influence of Scorpio, selecting the right color becomes more than just an external adjustment. It is an inner declaration of the shift you are ready to embody. Green is the first color I invite you to consider. It represents healing and balance. It resonates with the natural energy of life, the energy that restores, regenerates, and revitalizes. When your surroundings are infused with shades of green, you are giving your body, your mind, and even your path in life a space to reset and renew. Personally, whenever I feel the need to revitalize my energy and start anew, green is always my first refuge. Light blue offers a very different experience, one of calmness, ease, and emotional harmony. It is the color I often turn to for spaces where emotional restoration is needed or where communication among family members should be softened and encouraged. Light blue has a quiet way of soothing tension and opening a space for mutual understanding. If your home has experienced turbulence or emotional unrest, this color becomes a gentle remedy for healing. White, to me, symbolizes purity and clarity. It feels like a mental and energetic reset, a blank canvas upon which a new journey can begin. When I feel the need to cleanse lingering energy, release old patterns, or realign my focus, I choose white to purify the space and bring everything back to a place of order and intention. Red, on the other hand, is the color of momentum and decisive action. Whenever I sense that my energy is waning or I need a bold step forward in a new endeavor, I turn to red, not in excess, but just enough to ignite that inner fire, to energize focus, and to catalyze movement in the right direction. These are not just colors, they are silent allies. They don't speak, but they influence. They don't demand attention, yet they shape your every moment. And in a time when your inner landscape is calling for renewal, choosing them consciously is one of the most practical and powerful things you can do. Purple brings a unique depth to the inner world. As a Scorpio, I understand well the power of intuition and transformation. Purple not only nourishes the mind, but also enhances one's ability to connect with deeper layers of the self, the very place where truly sound decisions are born. If you are in the process of restructuring your life goals or undergoing a profound financial shift, purple is a color worth your careful consideration. And finally, orange. A color often overlooked, yet carrying a remarkable energy. It combines the creativity of yellow with the action-driven force of red. For me, orange represents the flow of new ideas, self-assurance, and is especially relevant for those who are seeking new financial directions or aiming to launch bold, innovative projects. Each time I step into a space accented with orange, I feel a subtle movement, a sense that nothing is standing still. And that is precisely the energy needed to stimulate meaningful change. When you choose colors not just to beautify your space, but to align intentionally with your life's direction, you are making a conscious act. something that Scorpios are naturally drawn to. It is in this intentionality that a space transforms from being simply a place of residence into a true environment that nurtures prosperity and inner evolution. If I had to choose a single color that most profoundly resonates with the essence of Scorpio without hesitation, it would be purple. But to truly understand why, we must go beyond the surface notion of zodiac compatibility and look into the intrinsic relationship between spiritual energy, emotional depth, and the journey of transformation that a constantly evolving soul undertakes. Scorpio is not a sign that reveals itself easily at first glance. Those born under this sign often live between two realms, one firmly grounded in reality, marked by resilience and decisiveness, and another held quietly within, rich with mystery and layered emotions not easily expressed. They do not chase the obvious light. Instead, they pursue a deeper illumination, the light of inner rebirth, of metamorphosis, and of becoming a more powerful, refined version of the self. That is why purple is not merely a suitable color. It becomes almost a symbolic expression of the emotional journey a Scorpio inevitably experiences. Purple exists on the threshold between intuition and logic, between the subconscious and the tangible world, between sensitivity and inner power. It is not loud, nor does it demand attention, yet it exerts a quiet, enduring influence. Purple is the kind of color you only fully grasp once you've crossed a certain threshold of self-awareness, when you've learned to find strength in stillness. Personally, whenever I enter a space that holds the presence of purple, whether it's a curtain, a muted wall, or just a subtle detail at a desk, I sense a distinct energetic current. It doesn't push me into immediate action like red, nor does it lift me with lightness like yellow. Instead, it invites me to pause, to listen inwardly, and to witness every subtle transformation unfolding within. It's a rare state where you are both led from within and lucid enough to choose the right path. In the practical world, for those carrying Scorpio energy, living in a space infused with purple nurtures calm introspection. It becomes a silent companion that helps clarify financial decisions, align strategic thinking, and approach success through depth rather than haste. This is crucial because Scorpios are not easily swayed by superficial appeal. They require an environment that sharpens discernment, supports reflection, and channels deliberate, meaningful action. Purple is also the color of transformation, something that Scorpios do not experience just once, but repeatedly throughout their lives. With each rebirth, with every transition from one phase to another, purple stands quietly in the background, offering energetic support and fostering growth in a steady, enduring way. If you find yourself in a moment of life where reconstruction feels necessary, not only in terms of finances, but in your spirit, your life direction, or even your relationship with yourself, then let purple be present in your space with intention. It doesn't have to be imposed or overly decorative, just the right placement, the right context, and purple will serve as a silent companion, helping you restore clarity and deepen your inner strength. To me, purple is not merely a feng shui choice. It is a quiet declaration made by those who choose to live with depth. I am not seeking ease, I am seeking truth, even if it comes from within and takes time to emerge. And that, in essence, is the path of a true Scorpio. Not all colors serve the living space or financial energy in a positive way. Some, though seemingly harmless, carry dense vibrations that disrupt harmony and directly affect one's emotional and energetic state. And for those under the sign of Scorpio, already sensitive to energy and naturally inclined toward introspection, choosing the wrong colors can quietly create more impact than one might expect. Dark gray is one of those colors I approach with caution. Its neutral appearance may seem sophisticated or modern at first glance, but experience shows that it often pulls a person's mood into a stagnant, dull emotional state. For someone with Scorpio's depth of feeling, this color doesn't encourage introspection. It leans more toward emotional inertia. It doesn't offer mental rest. It slowly depletes drive and momentum. Black is a powerful color. That's undeniable. It offers a sense of strength and clarity in design, but from an energetic standpoint, especially in a home environment, black tends to absorb rather than emit. It pulls in light, and with it, absorbs the positive energy meant to circulate freely. Scorpios, with their natural tendency to internalize and self-reflect, can find themselves overly absorbed in thought when surrounded by too much black. It may inadvertently heighten tension and create a sense of being trapped within one's own mental loops. Black can be effective in small accents, but it should not dominate the space. Bright yellow, on the other hand, is a clear example of overstimulation. While gentle yellow may inspire optimism and creativity, its intense counterpart can overstimulate the nervous system. A space overwhelmed by bright yellow becomes mentally agitating and difficult to anchor in. I've seen workspaces painted primarily in this shade, and the result was always the same: agitation, lack of focus, and constant mental shifting. For Scorpio, who thrives in stillness and needs emotional depth to process and transform, bright yellow can act as a subtle yet persistent distraction from the natural flow of inner thought. Choosing colors is not simply a visual decision. It is an energetic alignment that affects the entire vibrational field of a living space. And when that energy is out of sync with the nature of the person inhabiting it, imbalance inevitably follows. Quietly but surely. For Scorpio, who is constantly in search of inner rebirth and alignment with the deeper frequencies of life, avoiding the wrong colors is not just advisable, it is essential, because the space you live in is not just a shelter, it is a mirror and a nurturing ground for your inner evolution. There's one more truth I feel must be emphasized, especially for those sincerely seeking a life of abundance with depth and meaning. Color, while impactful, is only one part of the equation. It is not the core of transformation, but rather a supportive force that helps you enter a more balanced and awakened internal state where real change can begin. I say this not to downplay the importance of space or energy design, but to remind you that true strength always begins from within. You could paint your home in the most harmonious tones possible, but if your mindset remains rooted in fear, doubt, or lack of purpose, no color alone will shift your financial reality or carry you beyond stagnation. For those who carry the energy of Scorpio, this truth becomes even more evident. A Scorpio does not change simply due to external influence. Transformation happens when something within has ripened, when an inner force calls them to act, not for appearances, but from a deep-seated need to be reborn, to start again from the roots. And that rebirth, even if it begins by adjusting one's living space, ultimately requires a strong commitment in both thought and action. I believe there is no true path to prosperity that bypasses the three essential elements: a positive mindset, consistent action, and clear goals. These are the core pillars of all meaningful transformation. You don't improve your financial life merely by adding a touch of green or soft yellow to your living room, but by staying grounded in your daily choices, by knowing what truly deserves your time, and by having the discipline to release old habits that no longer serve your growth. Your living environment can be a support system, a source of momentum that helps you move faster, more easily. But if you do not rise, if you do not take the steps, then it remains nothing more than a beautiful, still frame. Success does not originate from the external world. It is born from the way you use the external to amplify your inner strength. To me, the essence of wealth is not in the numbers on a bank statement, but in the mental state that allows you to manage your energy, your time, and your focus with clarity. Once you understand that, you begin to see that every small action, every color choice, every change in your space only holds true value when it's tied to a conscious way of living. So, if you're seeking to transform your financial reality, begin with your own mind. Realign your vision. Ask yourself what you truly want. Train yourself to take intentional action, and then let your environment shape with care and thoughtful color choices. Become a harmonious part of the path you are building through your own will and awareness. That's how you create a life that is not only materially prosperous, but internally abundant, sustainable, mature, and deeply fulfilling. Before I close today's video, I'd like to share something personal. Something I have always carried with me in my own search for balance, prosperity, and a life of deeper meaning. I share this reflection on color with you, not to suggest that painting a wall will magically bring abundance, but to remind you that every detail in your living space is quietly communicating with your mind each day. The right color can inspire, soothe, or ignite creativity, And sometimes just that one small change becomes the spark that shifts your entire perspective. I believe wealth doesn't begin with what you have. It begins with who you are becoming day by day. When you choose to live consciously, to act instead of complain, to build instead of delay, to love instead of fear, then prosperity, peace, and opportunity will flow to you naturally, sustainably, and meaningfully. Thank you for staying with me until this moment. If this video has offered you some inspiration, a new perspective, or even just a moment of stillness to reflect, I invite you to share your thoughts in the comments below. I'd truly love to hear about your journey, where you are, what you're seeking, and what change you are ready to create in your own life. I look forward to seeing you in the next video, where we'll continue exploring this journey toward a life that is deeper, more intentional, and strong enough to move with grace through whatever changes time may bring.